our guest speaker. Madam guest speaker, we have a speaker here. How are you? And good morning, everyone. It's another beautiful morning, and we're gathered here for another sunrise meeting. We have some great things planned for you. We have a wonderful guest speaker we'll be learning about cryptocurrency, and we'll have a soft launch of our website called The Rotary Means Business. So let's get started. To do our invitation, let me invite Director Ashley to be honest.
Good morning, proud with us. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come and your will be done. We thank you for life. We thank you for the opportunity to gather as Rotarians and guests in fellowship. Father, we invite your presence. We pause because we understand without you we can do nothing. And so we call upon you to guide our deliberations, our celebration, and our fellowship this morning. This we ask in no other name than your beloved Son, Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, and to our loyal host, Rotarian Nicolette Gardner. Good morning,
Morning all. Please raise your cups and glasses to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
To the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. All right, you may be seated. Thank you. All right, I know we are still gathering and persons are still coming into the room. So to help the secretary, I'm going to ask, I think Director Simone is online to welcome our online participants. And then I'll invite Secretary Kenny to introduce and welcome those who are in the room. So let's start with Director Simone.
Good morning, everyone, fellow Rotarians and guests. I'd like to invite anyone who is visiting, who is online, to please unmute your mic if you're willing to, and to just say your name, who you're visiting, and who may have invited you, a Rotarian has invited you to our meeting today. Or if you are a visiting Rotarian, please let us know. Jamie, I think you opened your mic.
Okay, I need a few more co-hosts because it's very noisy.
Okay. I see that Carolyn Roberts is back with us again. Thank you for coming back, Carolyn.
Morning.
Good morning. And Jamie Hanna, I don't know if you want to, your mic is open. You want to share?
Yeah. All right, is that it? Okay, so thank you so much. Secretary Kenny, please come forward and welcome those who are here in the room. And we have a visitor. We have two visitors at least.
Good morning, and welcome everybody. Yes, I know it's an early morning and I have found energy, so I'm excited to be back in person. So welcome to everyone who is in here in person with me to actually, if they remember, give a personal happy birthday greeting. Yes. So firstly, I'd definitely like to say a warm welcome to our guest speaker this morning, Mr. Vinaya Bain. Looking forward to hearing your presentation very much. And your colleague, Mr. Bannister, of course, very much welcome. Firstly, before I say anything, I'm welcoming up any other persons for fellow Rotarians. Do you have any guests you want to introduce?
Yeah, I have a guest.
Go ahead.
My guest is Ali.
Hi, you want to say hi and at least introduce yourself quickly? And I think Simone already introduced many persons to the room. I do not see any other new guests who have joined us yet. So with that, I think we're off to a very quick start this morning. So I'll turn it back to you, President Donald. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you so much, Secretary Kemi. And I now invite Director Isha to tell us about the raffle prize this morning. In the meantime, just to remind persons online to keep your mics muted. We're getting a lot of feedback here in the room.
All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Sunrise meeting. This morning, I am excited to bring to you our raffle prize. We've not got one, but we've got 2 bottles of really nice and expensive red wine. 2 bottles, and they're already in the room. So this morning, they have a value of over $100. And you can purchase 1 ticket for $5 and 3 for $10. So go ahead and purchase. Drop your information in the chat, and to those of you in the room, I'm coming around now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Director Akisha. And I hope my Sarge is ready because. Are you? All right. So let's hear it for the Sarge. Please give it a round.
Hey, good morning, good morning. Hope everyone is doing well today. Start off with a funny joke.
Sure.
Absolutely. So, a woman invited some people to dinner. At the table, she turned to her 6-year-old daughter and asked her to say the blessing. I don't know what to say, the little girl replied. Just say what you say. Just say what you hear mommy say. The daughter bowed her head. Lord, why on earth did I invite all these people to dinner? All right, so as per usual, I'll find myself say $2 for that lackluster joke. However, anybody in the room not wearing their badge today, it's also a $2 fine. And also anybody online that isn't showing their face or does not at least have a photo of themselves is a $1 fine. Thank you very much.
All right, I gave you time, but I'm fine with that. Thank you so much, Sarge. And now it's time for happy birthday to you.
Good morning, everyone. Happy sunrise morning. And Secretary Kemi, happy birthday. October 9th, but I say it, you know, you get your promise. Yeah. We have one birthday celebrate this week, and that is Kendrick KK Kenny Knowles. He celebrated on Sunday. So happy birthday week, Kenny. We also have another celebration. Our own President Donat has been appointed as honorary consul of Jamaica in the Bahamas. A few weeks when we celebrated with past President Carla, or PAG Carla. We said big things are gone. And boy, big things. I'm feeling it. More to come, more appointments, more promotions. You know, that's sunrise. I'm feeling good about that. And then we mourn with those who mourn. This week, Saturday, we will be at Bethel Baptist Church on Meeting Street at 10 a.m. for those who can make it, to just be with PP, Sophia, and her family, to support them and sympathize with them as they funeralize her mother. So those of you who are able, let's go to what they call the historic Bethel Baptist Church. I know it's gonna be a good time there. They have some good singing, and So please, let's join Sophia there and support her. And also that was mentioned by President Donette last week on November 5th. We will be with Zavallo's family, supporting him, and more information for that is forthcoming. So we have a lot of things going on, a lot of things to rejoice. And then we're mourning in some areas, but it's a gift from God. He doesn't keep us in a place of mourning. We can all come around and celebrate and just have that ebb and flow going on in our lives. Otherwise, we'll be consumed with all of the grief and things that's happening around us. So let's just celebrate with those who celebrate, weep with those who weep, and support each other best way we can. And all of you October birthdays, all probably 15 of you, so much of you, and birthday twins, please come in next week. I know we're gonna have a closed meeting next week, but there'll be some birthday treats here for you to celebrate your birthdays. So have a good day, everyone.
You're doing such a great job. Just two things. First of all, I discovered yesterday when it's diplomatic week and we had breakfast with the minister, and guess who was in the room with me? VP William Mills. He's also honorary consul for Ireland. And I was like, you kept this a secret. Funny that I had to come and meet you here. So let's give him an applause. In addition, next week should be a closed meeting, but we have a little issue. So it's going to be partially closed. We had invited the minister to speak and she picked that particular day. So the Minister of State, Lisa Running, will be here and she will speak and then leave, and then we'll have our closed session after. So just a slide. I'm sorry?
Why would you have a closed meeting?
Because we're having elections and true, but I know how sometimes we behave when we have elections. I don't want to offend embarrassment. Anyway, but if we're going to be on our best behavior and orderly behavior next week, then that's fine. So it's not quite a closed meeting because we will have the minister as our guest speaker. All right, so with that said, let me invite, I'm trying to remember who's introducing our speaker. Duran? Oh. Director Duran. Can you come forward, please? Or do you need more time? Yeah. I had made it co-host, but I think you came on. One moment. There you go. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, and we take our announcements after the title speaker. So if you have an announcement, please queue up after me.
All right, so morning, everyone. Now, Mr. Vinnie Ben, I'm sure all of us know who she is, or at least heard of some of the things that she's done over a long spanning career. And I'm going to do now is read off verbatim exactly what the bio is. So she's an economist by profession, a nation builder at heart. Vinnie Ben is a progressive, unifying leader with talent for connecting the dots to forge leadership, forge partnerships, strengthen organizations, and evaluate communities. As the inaugural executive director of the ASIC Accelerator Small Business Development Center, Bain and her team strategized and executed a winning program that empowered more than 2,000 Bahamian small and medium enterprises. A strong background in economics with an MSc in decision sciences from the London School of Economics and a BA in international economics from the American University of Paris, uniquely equips her with the acumen to engineer programs centered on development of robust and resilient economies. More than 20 years experience in the finance industry. To her last venture, CryptoWild, Bain is continuing a mission for economic development by building community and platforms to central development and thriving ecosystem for talent, smart, efficient, and blockchain-infused businesses. Mr. Benjamin.
I get bashful. Well, that's fine. I get bashful with that. So one-line introductions are always fine for me, especially because you guys are family. We've been family for a couple of months now, so it's an honor to be here with you finally, sharing this time with you. I understand about 15 minutes, so I want to get straight into it. I'll just use your slide. So I know you, I hope I don't disappoint, but I'm not going to talk directly about cryptocurrencies. All right. I want to, even though you've been here, I want to give you a little bit about CryptoWhile and sort of pull in something that we're doing right now that fits neatly into what I believe Rotary is all about. I want to make a confession that I should be today because I'm not wearing my pin. I'm a member of East Nassau. And I'm hoping I can get some makeup time with this presentation today. All right, so we're gonna talk about CryptoWhile, we're gonna talk about innovation, and then we're gonna see how that can fit in the Rotary context, and then we'll take Q&A at the end. So let's talk about CryptoWhile. So CryptoWhile really came about because early in the evolution of some businesses my business partner and I had developed, we realized that there's a lot about crypto and blockchain that a lot of us do not know. I often use this example of when we had an ATM business that ran ATMs in the food stores for people to purchase or sell their crypto. And on more than one occasion, where people, take their laptops up to the ATM in the food store, pointing it to the machine, trying to figure out, well, how they're going to get their crypto up, right? There were simple things like, okay, you could use your phone rather than a laptop, and a number of other things just weren't.
If you're in the room and you're on the Zoom, you please turn off your audio because it's actually creating a reverb, if that's the correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. So a lot of things about crypto and blockchain just weren't commonplace, but more than that, we realized that people needed to see how they could use crypto and blockchain as a tool, not just as a currency or an investment vehicle, but actually as a tool, right? So that's where we started with this idea of connect, learn, and earn. We find that when you build a community, people are a little bit more comfortable to learn in that community, and definitely they can thrive with any earning opportunities. For us, we've decided that our major earning objective for Bahamians and Caribbean nationals, so I'm very happy to hear that we have a friend who can, let us have some fun doing things in Jamaica as well. One of the main ways that we would like to encourage earning opportunities in the crypto blockchain space is through our innovation hub that we're going to talk about briefly. And then I want to just accentuate the fact that our focus right now is on innovation. So like I said, not necessarily crypto as an investment vehicle, but crypto or blockchain as an efficiency tool that you can use for innovation. So let's talk a bit about innovation first, so we know where we are. If I didn't have a definition up there, everybody in the room pretty much feels as though they know what innovation is, right? Is there anyone in the room who would say, I don't know if I intimately know what innovation is without looking at the slide? Okay, good. I think what happens with innovation is that we take it for granted that we probably innovate all day. Simple adjustments that we make in our life that makes life easier. So for example, this may be a silly piece of innovation, but there are very few women who drive with their heels on. Like, it doesn't make sense to drive really with heels on. So we've all innovated to some extent where we have the system, a process where we have our flip-flops. You go in your car with your flip-flops, and then you have your heels. So when you come out the car, you put the heels on, so you're stepping out the car looking right. But in the car, it don't make sense to drive in heels. It's a simple form of innovation or an adjustment that's different or new at some point when you first did it to make your life more efficient or more comfortable. That's a simple form of innovation.
pretty much it's any type of process, idea, or product that's new, that didn't exist before, but it helps, it does something, there's some level of utility. As a matter of fact, it doesn't have to be a level of utility. I'm interested in utility. There's some forms of innovation that just for no reason, memes, for example, memes didn't exist 5, 10 years ago, but now it's purely for entertainment. Nobody does anything in politics without a meme coming out 10 minutes later that everybody's laughing about, that sort of thing. That's a new form of innovation for the purpose. So let's talk about types of innovation that might be relevant to you guys. Social innovation. This example I found, I think when I look at a lot of the community service projects that Rotary does, I think there's a lot that you guys may have already been doing that people just haven't coined as innovative. I looked at this example here. So these guys noted that, you know, the community that they lived in had a lot of crime, a lot of degradation, but there were lots of empty spots that weren't cultivated. So they simply created a whole process of taking those empty spots, taking young people and getting them active with planting trees, planting flowers. And that new innovation was a social innovation of converting underutilized spaces to pretty spaces, but using young people who may have been otherwise engaged in stuff that they shouldn't have been to do it. It was a unique way to get their attention and produce something new, something different, right? Simple social innovation, didn't include any tech or anything, but it made a difference, it made a social impact. Another idea, this one I thought was cute. So in this particular city, for some reason, they had an inordinate amount of bicycles that were just left all over the place. And they had an inordinate amount of homeless people. So someone decided, let's take this excess of abandoned bicycles, this excess of people without homes, and let's teach them how to take the abandoned bicycles, refurbish them, and then they can sell them. All right, it's a piece of social innovation. It really wasn't for the purpose of making profit, but it was an innovative way to take two resources that were lying about and create something new out of it. So let's talk about some of the things that might be able to happen right within Rotary, and then let's pull in some of the blockchain ideas. One of the things that I have noticed in some of my prior work, especially when it comes to nonprofits, there are lots of people that want to donate things, and not necessarily cash. But it's difficult to accept and redistribute non-monetary donations, and I'm sure you've experienced this because of the headache and the logistics and all sorts of stuff. I think this is a prime opportunity for us to use tech in particular to match people who have things that they want to donate and people who need certain things, and have an easy way without it being humiliating for people to jump on the app, see what they could donate. People could jump on the app and see if anybody wants to donate something that they need, or they could repurpose something that somebody has that could meet some of their needs. And you could have criteria of what sort of donors you're looking for and what sort of recipients you're looking for. And this matching agent is something that, for example, blockchain does very easily, right? But you don't even need blockchain for it. It's just simple, coding with a website to help people, or with an app to help people connect the dots. Simple innovation, it may already exist, frankly, but if it does already exist, it would just be a way of saying, look, let's customize it to our current environment. And let's look at donating volunteer hours. So again, there are lots of people who may not donate their money, but they may donate their time, but they may not necessarily actively be a part of Rotary already. So what if there was a way to use social media rather than people, just voluntary likes online all the time? Tell them to volunteer their hours and find a way from a tech point of view for them to do that, and to celebrate when they volunteer their hours, so that it induces other people to want to do the same. Again, it requires somebody to think about the process, if necessary, develop the tech and make it happen. But it could create the impact of way more people giving time in a way that they may not have done in the past. I want to talk, I don't have this example on there for some reason, but another area that I recall from my nonprofit days related to money and accountability with managing donations and that sort of thing. Again, blockchain is a ledger. It's an immutable ledger. It's a record where anything that happens is traced. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. The reason why blockchain was created was exactly for things like this: accountability and transparency. These are the types of things that I know Rotary, being the top rated organization in the world when it comes to nonprofits, because of your accountability and your transparency. Imagine now to add blockchain to it. So for example, when we were having the challenges with Hurricane Dorian, I recall that it was difficult to easily select which organizations Rotary wanted to connect with, because Rotary has a standard. There's a standard for accountability that organizations have to meet before Rotary could decide to participate and to help. And so if you get people on a blockchain app or something that takes the technology and helps to sort of insist on the level of accountability that you want, so you know all the money coming in, you know where all the money is going out to, because of the traceability in blockchain, you're able to probably help a lot of more people a lot faster, because you're going to force some of the processes that you want with respect to accountability that they weren't easily able to produce prior. I'm just thinking out loud here. You definitely have people in your particular group, shameless plug for Duran, who could easily pull these types of things together for you. And the difference, the reason why I'm pushing it now, before time it was almost impossible for me to fund social impact projects. With these types of innovations, you could monetize, and there are organizations around the world who are looking for the same solutions. All nonprofits who actually support other projects have a concern about accountability when they donate money one place or the next. And so if you were to create a tool that solves that problem, monetize it, and share it with your colleagues around the world or other organizations around the world, it creates an unexpected revenue stream for your group. But it also solves a very huge problem in your network. So that's just some of the ideas off the top of my head. But in your day-to-day work that you're passionate about, you know where the pain points are, you know where you need the solutions. I want to encourage you to learn more about blockchain, learn more about what it can do to create efficiencies where there are currently inefficient processes in what you do. And when you've done that, come back to the Innovation Hub because we want to fund innovative ideas. We're looking for ideas throughout all sorts of industries. We're not just looking for people who want to do mainstream blockchain projects, but any project can have a blockchain application. And so after hearing the project or the process innovation, whatever type of innovation, at the end of it, you're going to be exposed to enough about blockchain so that you could transform it and use those tools to your benefit. So please get excited about thinking about, okay, what can we create? What can we innovate? What process can we adjust? How can we monetize it? If you don't know how to monetize it, that's my job. I will help you. And then let's get it around the world to help other people in your arena benefit from it. Thank you very much. Do you want to go for this?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you want to sit?
How you tell me I
All right, guys. So that was a beautiful and very simple explanation of blockchain. One of the best I've heard because I actually understand it now. Because before I was like, are you telling me my asset is on some computer? What if I forget the password? What if, and what if it's a Ponzi scheme, something that don't really exist? So you've really done a great job at explaining. But are there questions? If you're online, you can put it in the chat and I'll have someone read it, or if you want to open your mic. But we have a question in the room, so go ahead, Kenny.
So for us, some of us, even folks who don't know it, in terms of the women taking off their shoes and driving, you'll be able to break it down. I mean, doing the office does something, it's not why.
Okay, so that was just a simple example of the things that we do every day to innovate. So for example, okay, you may not be able to relate to this either, but there's one that I like to use. during COVID, everybody had extra mask or two all around the place. But when it got hot and you didn't have a hair tie, how many of you use your mask to put up your hair? Any of you? Well, I did every other day, right? So that was, it may seem silly, but it's a small, innovative thing where you take the tools right in front of you, use them in a way that you didn't use them before to create new solutions. So by innovation, all I'm saying is think about the workarounds that you create every day that could actually be monetized and help other people with some of the same problems.
I thought of it, but I couldn't get it.
I'll show you the trick.
Okay, Tamara, I have a comment and a question. My daughter is in Acadia University. She's online now, Alea, and she just thought your presentation was fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
She's just so excited about women in technology and getting things going in that area. So Alea, I'm shouting out for you. But recently, Crypto Island Canoe launched some innovation hub or project. Could you tell us a little more about that?
Sure. I try not to use these as sales opportunities, so I wasn't very direct with it. But now that you've asked the question, I'll be happy to tell you. So the Canoe Innovation Hub is a joint venture between CryptoWild and Canoe Phase. Both of us as individual organizations have been passionate for some time about supporting innovation. So a lot of my prior work would have been with helping entrepreneurs create businesses, but not necessarily, it was never a mandate for the business to be innovative. A business, some people were doing businesses just for survival, for self-employment. Some people are doing businesses because that's what they did all along, and their family have been in business, and their brother and sister in business, or they're in business. It was never really a matter of innovation. What we're looking for is to export Bahamian brains, to export Caribbean brains, to get the Caribbean diaspora back involved in Caribbean economies by incentivizing people to want to create innovation such that we can monetize it and sell it globally. One of the impediments to doing this has always been two major impediments: the right type of capital and access to networks. So the right type of capital for innovation is really not debt. And while in the last 4 to 5 years, I think there's been over 70 million or so pumped into Bahamian small businesses, a lot of that, because of the nature of the capital we were able to access, was not in equity, was not in risk capital or patient capital, right? And so for innovation, you need patient capital. You can't put something, get funding today and in 3 months start paying back a loan when you're talking about innovation. Some things take 2 years to incubate, 2, 3 years sometimes before you see the first dollar come back to you. So we need to find a way to sustainably access risk capital. Now, there's a lot of risk capital in the Bahamas. For whatever reason, it's been on the sidelines. Maybe we've been putting the investors to sleep. Frankly, we may have, I really think that's what's been happening. And so I want to change that paradigm, but also there are investors around the world looking for global projects. And one of our partners, Draper University, is one of those VCs. They've been doing projects from around the world for the last 10 years as Draper University. But Draper, as an ecosystem of venture capital network, they've been doing this for about 30, 40 years now, invested about 3.5 billion thus far. The university itself has done about 900 million in early stage investments. So what we've done, they're just one of our investor partners. And we're going to create a band of Caribbean investors as well as non-Caribbean investors who want to see the ideas that are coming out of our region and have the networks. This is the other part. They have the networks to execute. So for example, if you were to do any of those ideas I just mentioned, and you need access to, I don't want to use tech speak, but if you need access to a particular blockchain and the people who created that blockchain, well, these guys, their offices are right next to these guys in Silicon Valley. So we need to create a relationship with the makers of Near Protocol or Ethereum or one of the others or Solana. These VC networks already have relationships with them. The one that we've connected with in particular, they have a relationship with Coinbase, Skype, Tezos, Tesla, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I could call names for the rest of the day because they've been giving small early stage investments in a lot of these big companies and maintain the relationships. So if I want to get a new set of vendor access that I didn't have before, we have access to that now. If I need a new access to new networks for clients and veins for clients, highways to get the different clients, we have that now, so that your scalability of your idea is that much easier today than it was 6 months ago before the relationship existed. So that's what we're doing. We're inspiring people. Right now, we have applications from throughout the Caribbean. We have a couple from the US, and we definitely have a lot from the Bahamas. I saw one from Cat Island. I jump up and down when I saw that, because innovation can come from anywhere, not just because we're in the city means that we're the only ones who have ideas. So I'm excited to see some of the projects coming so far. We still have more room, but we want you to have fun. Even as a family, you may decide to sit down and say, hey, we've been talking about some ideas all along. I think, I remember one person a couple of years back told me they had a special way to make a sandwich. And processes is innovation. There was a company funded recently by Draper. They didn't create anything new other than a new process. So feminine reproductive products and sexual health products, for example, have been taboo for forever. You know, some men don't like to go to the food store to buy it for their spouses. Some women still have issues with buying certain things. So this person created a different way to package it so it's less taboo. They changed the packaging, make it a little bit more exciting, make it a little less intimidating. You know, sometimes people pick up things as though something's wrong with it. It's a brand new package. What they did was they made it easier and welcoming, and it's making money like crazy simply because it's something that's an everyday use, but it had a big problem because it was taboo connected to it. So these are the types of things that we're excited to see come to the foreground.
What happens when you have to say no to an investor or a person with an idea? Because not all ideas are brand new ideas, as you just said.
Mhm.
If somebody's coming to you, they're all excited and, you know, and you have to tell them no, what happens?
Yeah, so again, there's gonna be a big difference between, you know, what I might have done previously and this. For this first cohort, we only can accept 200. So there will be lots of no's, firstly, but a lot of the talk that we're having now here at Rotary and other places is to really put it out there that we're only looking for certain types of projects. So somebody called already, you know, they wanted to, I think it was like a gas station or something they were looking for funding for. I'm like, what are you doing that's different and innovative in this gas station? And there's nothing. We're not gonna fund it. We're not gonna look at it. You know, there are other programs that you could go to get help with that. But for us, there has to be not only a spark in the idea, but a spark in the founder. Because, you know, a founder could take anything and make it successful. But when you put a great founder and a great idea together, then we have some next gen stuff that we're looking at.
Oh, there's a chat. Question in the chat? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, good morning. The question is, the statement first. This is from PP Pritino. Good morning, Rotarians and guests. Great presentation as always, Rotarian Divinia. Have you all been able to assess what percentage of the populace that have bought into the blockchain technology? That's the first part of the question. Given same, is there an education component to your initiative to increase that percentage and further folks' understanding of the technology?
Okay, very good questions. I'm gonna start with the second one first. As a part of the first cohort that we're running, there are several modules that include specific education and exposure to blockchain, such that at the end of it, you actually receive a blockchain certificate through Draper University, right? So the program itself will have exposure to the blockchain In addition to that, Crypto Wild will continue to offer its master classes for people to get exposure to. But answering your first question is not as easy. Payments always is find that thing, right? I'm sure many of you are aware of, some programs at the moment that some people call scams, some people call multi-level marketing. I, try to not opine directly unless forced. But those communities right now have thousands and thousands of Bahamians. I mean, north of 30,000 Bahamians are accessing crypto right now to be able to send someone their crypto, and then the person converts it from crypto to FX to trade on their behalf, and at their leisure, hopefully, it's sent back. So on the basic level of just using crypto to access other international investment opportunities, there are thousands of Bahamians already doing it. There are thousands of Bahamians that got burnt with some of the early stuff. I know plenty of people that got burnt with Karatbars and some of those other things. Karatbars, technically, according to the makers, was a crypto. I don't know if it was or not, Duran, you could correct me. But at least they told people it was a cryptocurrency. So to answer your question, there are lots of them that are accessing it. To technically say or scientifically say this percentage or the next, I can't say. I know in our early feasibility studies, at that point, about 30% of all of the people that we had surveyed had already purchased. And that was 4 or 5 years ago. And so it's interesting. I'm looking forward to when we redo that survey, and I will share the information with you guys at that time. But I think we'll be very surprised that there are lots of Bahamians involved in crypto already.
Any other questions? Tanisha, go ahead. And I see Delisa, TP Delisa.
Sorry, I had put it in the chat. Hi, good morning, Rotarians and guests. I was wondering, I'm not too sure if Island Pay and the Sand Dollar are a component of blockchain or use blockchain, but if they are, bar those two, are you aware of any other government agency that is currently using or is moving towards using the blockchain?
Sorry, I turned that off. Okay, so let's clarify something first. The Sand Dollar, by many people's definition, is not a cryptocurrency. It's a digital currency. And the huge difference there, is not just a matter of decentralization and centralization. It's really just a digital format of our Bahamian dollar, right? Let's clarify that first. The Sand Dollar also, at the moment, and I'm praying that there will be some adjustment, doesn't allow open source access. So by open source access, right now, whether it's Ethereum or something else, when Duran sits down and decides to do something fancy, he could build innovative applications on top of that protocol. At the moment, I'm not aware of, and maybe, if anyone here knows something different, I'm not aware of us being able to directly build on top of the CBDC at the moment, right? So that's the first thing. The next thing is all of the wallet providers already accept and use the Sand Dollar. So not just Island Pay, Suncash does, Canoe does, and actually I'm not 100% sure about BFS. They do? Okay, right. So yeah, so Sand Dollar is already, I think, prevalent in all of the wallet apps, but it's not a cryptocurrency, and I'm not aware of it being directly connected to an open source protocol. And that's by design. It's the central bank's currency. So they switches on and off as they would like with respect to the CBDC. But the more adoption happens with CBDC, the more people are going to become creative and find ways to use it in their innovation. So one way or the next, I would love to see some of the innovative projects that come out of this cohort find ways to have deeper adoption with CBDCs in the apps, in the technology, in the processes, so that we can have a greater uplift with Sand Dollar. I hope I answered your question. Didn't, just tell me which pieces I didn't, because I feel like I might have missed something.
So I was asking more towards the blockchain technology and if that's being used currently in any government agency. I didn't realize that the distinction, but thank you very much for that. But I was
Okay.
asking more towards blockchain.
Okay, so let's talk about that. One of the major benefits of the CBDC, the Sand Dollar in particular, and blockchain is the traceability, the accountability, and the transparency. That definitely is there. So I'm happy you said the question again, so I don't make any mistakes with what I communicate. In terms of the government using it, I don't have an answer to that. I would have hoped that we would have come out the gate with Sand Dollar. We have all sorts of benefits that could be paid in Sand Dollar, but the benefits were being paid with the e-wallets, and the e-wallets now have Sand Dollar. So I would imagine one would expect that that would be an easy next step. And then there's also, you know, I don't understand why all government employees aren't getting paid in Sand Dollar yet. And so these types of progressions, I'm sure, will happen very soon. Or should happen.
Thank you very much.
I don't know if
Thank
that's
you.
deference or what in the room, but there's definitely some chatter. You're welcome.
Yeah. Any other questions? I'm not seeing any other hands up. All right, if there are no other questions, I wanted to ask you to touch a little bit on NFTs, but I'm not sure if we have enough time. A quick line on NFTs, what they are and how. Jalissa's, we think Jalissa's question. Is another person?
Hand is set up.
Oh, that's fine. We need to put it in.
So NFTs is something that I'm not 100% proficient in. So I'm going to put my dear colleague on the spot because I'm not the one to pretend like I know something very well when I don't. But I know this guy does, so.
Excuse me, morning, everyone. So NFT, in simple terms, a non-fungible token. It's an aspect of cryptocurrency, but insofar as regular cryptocurrencies are concerned, and they can be exchanged for different cryptocurrencies or goods and services.
Okay,
NFTs.
so that those who are online can see your handsome face.
NFTs, however, cannot be so easily exchanged, right? So NFTs have a number of different applications. So you may have seen in the, I guess, this crypto punk world, a lot of persons have been digitizing different art pieces. And you know, some of these art pieces have been going for millions and millions of dollars. And you know, it's gotten kind of crazy because you see these, you know, pictures of apes and monkeys, etc. But persons ascribe value to them, and you know, so they've been ballooning in value for quite some time. But like I said, NFTs have a number of different applications. So to the individual's question about if governments is using it as yet, a lot of the government's digitization efforts haven't been so concerned with blockchain, however, just with, you know, making a lot of paper transactions paperless now. But you know, the government could, however, start using NFT applications, you know, maybe for giving everyone a national identity card. You know, it cannot be changed, as the venue was alluding to when she said, you know, the immutable aspects of crypto and the blockchain. So maybe, you know, instead of us going to every government agency and giving our data to NID, to road traffic, to this organization, to BPL, everyone has an NFT, you know, a digital ID or digital token on their phone that says, you know, this is done at Cartwright. All of my ID information is contained in this NFT, and that cannot ever be reproduced. It cannot ever be changed. Yeah, so that's I guess a basic application of it. But yeah, in this crypto world, it's been more so like used heavily for speculation. Persons are trying to make obscene amounts of money with it. But yeah, there are different applications of it as well.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Just one thing I would add, thanks, Sarah, that was perfect. Just yesterday, we had an investor here who was doing a pretty big Web3 project. And he was just talking about how when you go around to these crypto conferences, like the really exclusive meetings, they give you NFTs to access. So this idea of an NFT, even as just an invitation or an access or club membership. Club membership is a huge way that people are using NFTs as well. So there's a lot of use for it. Some of it is aesthetic or artwork. As he mentioned, the ID one was a perfect example. Couldn't have thought of that. But club membership as well is huge with NFTs.
I don't know about you, but I learned something this morning. Did my question evoke other questions? I think
want
it's
to
okay.
comment with the about the NFTs. I've digitized several of my art pieces, right? They've gone nowhere.
You didn't get a million, you didn't get it.
The thing is,
Or you don't want us to know.
she said you got.
I'm not saying you got a couple millions and you don't want
No.
us to know.
Still waiting on that, because it seems that only the those monkey type stuff seem to be successful as NFTs. But unfortunately, I think the conversation, anytime you mention NFTs, I've done a lot of reading about it, every time I've seen an article or something, it's always the negative stuff, and those people seem to have the bigger voice. So it frightens regular people from actually getting involved in NFTs, purchasing or trying to digitize whatever they want to, because it's always the people who have such the negative experience. NFT, scam, that's all you hear, and so it's difficult, I mean, but I have some.
I have an NFT on my phone. I don't know if you guys can see from here, but that's somebody, a picture of herself, like an artist.
If I could just respond to that, one of the big things about monetizing, there's one thing to create, there's another thing to monetize, right? Those guys, for example, the apes, if you would be amazed to see the types of algorithms that they use to get the word out globally. And so, again, as we go through this Community Innovation Hub experience, we're going to teach the candidates that go through the program how to actually use technology just to sell yourself, not yourself, to sell your idea. Because those algorithms are what makes the difference. Some of them are scammy, some of them are business, and they give perceived attention that doesn't exist. But then they also are some that are in earnest and can genuinely get you a lot more bandwidth. Volume is the game with these types of assets. So you got to be looking at attracting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million people to look at it if you want to get 1,000 people to buy it.
How do I get involved in that?
CanoeInnovationHub.com.
All right, so I want to thank Rotarian Davina. I want to borrow, steal, get you from East Nassau, so I'm gonna try and see if we can make that happen. And not only that, I did mention to Kevin recently, he would have perfect attendance because he's there every morning, first in the room, making sure that our gadgets are set up. And so I want to take this opportunity to thank you. And that means you have to wake up. I wake up really early to get here, and for you to meet me every morning, it means that you're probably waking up at 2 o'clock. I want to really thank you for your commitment. And I don't know if you could open the door so we can get the gifts for Davina and yourself. I'm going to invite Patrick to do a quick vote of thanks. And then the next voice you're going to hear, we have some innovators in the club. We have Duran, and we kept hearing Duran's name. So I'm going to invite Duran and Archilin to come forward because we have our own innovators here. And I'm thinking that Rotary is about innovation, so we probably need to pull a committee together with PP Errol and Duran and Archilin and all the people who are in the technology business, and of course Rotarian Davina and Rotarian to be Tevin, and see how we can revolutionize the Rotary. Yes, Patrick, please come forward.
Good morning, thank you. Rotary Davina, it was an awesome presentation. I mean, I think I could speak for everybody, but I said we have gained a wealth of knowledge this morning. There was some things that I had no idea. and you made it so clear. I know we have to invite you back.
Yes.
There's a lot more that, I to tell you the truth, I had about 1 million questions. Right. And I realized time wouldn't permit. So we want to just give you this small token of our appreciation and thank you very much for getting up this morning and doing such an awesome job. We thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. I drink a lot of coffee, so thank you.
All right, thank you, Director Patrick. And I'm gonna ask Director Ashley left, Keisha left already. All right, so actually, when you get up here, a bottle of wine for Kevin. I hope he drinks wine. I know you need coffee to keep you up, but to keep you up through the day, having gotten up so early. But hopefully, at the end of the day, you can relax with a glass of wine. So please come forward. Thank you for your commitment and for all you do. Looking forward to making your Rotarian soon. All right, Director Ashley and Director Duran. Director Duran, stop begging wine already. Come on.
Thank you very much. One word. Wow. I'm gonna add a word. I'm gonna add a word to wow. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Can I say that again? Brilliant. Now, tell me the time, because I don't want to really have what time.
2 minutes.
Oh, okay. So this is what I'm gonna do in 2 minutes. Tell me the greatest nation on the planet. Everybody agrees, Bahamas?
Yes.
Okay, so spell imagination for me. I what? Nation. Imagine nation. Imagine. Come on, you feel the innovation. Imagine nation. There you go. So the greatest nation is it. Imagine. What's Rotary? What's our theme? Imagine is our theme for the year. So the greatest nation is the imagination. And so the imagination, I think that's what we want to hear. And let me tell you a couple things I wrote down. Couple things I wrote down. And that is, it's all about networking. It's all about access to things that are available. So what are we trying to do here today? And I thought a website, because we were launching the soft opening of a website. But why call it website? Call it R&B Imagination Hub. Switch, because website, you go, okay, what's on the website? What's on, okay, let's get creative and call it the hub. What happens at the hub? It's a place where we network. Oh, that's a feeling. You feel it? Yeah. You feel it? Yeah. So we're not launching the soft website. Nice website. So I think we could get some funding for the imagination. Give me a round of applause. We get some funding for imagination. And so, what I'm asking you to do, patient capital. You hit me crazy. You know what patient capital is? Don't expect too much return on it yet. We need time to develop the imagination hub. All right, so we are taking money. So this is for the launch, and I think it's the best thing to do is perhaps to put the website so that you can actually go through it, because we don't have 2 minutes to kind of like run through it. And so this is what I want you to do. Should you have 1 minute? Can you go one extra minute? Yeah. Okay. So Duran, take 1 extra minute and I'll talk, and you would just kind of show them the pictures of what the hub will be transformed into
for this funding. And so how we would like for you to participate, if you look over here to my right, let me grab one of these. This looks good. So we know we're gonna have.
That PhD Karen's favorite color.
Okay, so this is what we're happening. So we are actually soft launch means we're not gonna take a lot of the money. We just want for $25 a month. Yeah, to help us with the development of the hub. I'm feeling a little good. All right, so I'm extending my 1 minute. So what's gonna happen is, so the persons who pay, and if you're in the room and you have a small business, so here is the deal for you today. If you are in the room and you have a small business, we are going to sponsor you 1 month free. If you commit today and you pay by the end of October, there are two options. You either pay the $25 a month, or there's a $50 a month kind of access with some different amenities attached to it. So if you pay the first 4 persons, and so gets the first 4 persons that pay for either the $25 package or the $50 package for the year, commit to that, you get a certificate and you get a Rotary Means Business mug. And if you take the $50 package, you get 2 complimentary mugs. So let's say that again so you get that in English. So if you take the $25 package for the year, you get a complimentary month free. If you take the $50 package, yes, then you get 2 complimentary months and you get the Rotary Means Business Month. But we only got 4, so that means the first 4, you can tell Karen your name now, because there's only 4 and I don't want to take these back home.
No, not now.
So Cheryl will keep it, yes. So please check the chat. Duran is going to put the website in, go through it, give us your feedback and your comments. And please reach out to myself or Karen and tell us you are the one of the 4. Thank you very much to be a part of this. What's it?
Imagination.
Imagination, R&B Imagination Hub. Thank you very much.
I also forgot to tell you that if you have a small business, you get to host your business on this hub to attract customers. And instead of doing your own website, for those who can't afford a website, but you have a side gig, get your business on this Imagination.
Yeah, so you can touch me before you go with our practice.
All right, so please reach out to Archelin if you're interested. If you have a creative business, an idea, something that you're doing at home, but you work and you have a home-based business, you may want to use this as a cheaper way to build clients.
Network.
Right, and build your network. So we're gonna take the raffle. Please come forward, PhD Karen, and then we'll ask our guest speaker to call Rotarian back, Davina, to call the winning ticket. All right, thank you. Thank you. And Dino, Dino, is he online or Dino? Boys, hello, Dino. Congratulations, I'll take it home for you.
What is the number? I'm saying 797.
Okay, so the number is 475-3798. So once you're online, your name is on the back of your ticket. So
okay.
That's how I know it's you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, let's stand, please. And Rotarian Gwen, could you take us through our forward text?
Good morning, everyone. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it build good and better friendships?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you.
All right, I think, I don't know if Anishka went online because she left the room, but she should be doing our final toast. If she's not, yes, please go ahead.
Good
The final
morning
toast.
to Rotary around the world.
The
Rotary
Rotary
around the world. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the extra 6 minutes this morning. I know it was worth it. We learned a lot. Have a wonderful day and all the best. Thank you.
So we need to hurry check because we had 2 going from the room.
Thank you, everyone, for still being online. Minutes of fellowship for those who are still on. Those are beautiful.
Thank you. Okay.
They go on to create
Take
something.
that up.
I don't have anything.
Stop. Bring your, you can take it out. You want to take it out? Yes, we always, one left.
Okay.
It's not Andrew.
You know, like a.
Take it out so we can see the R&B. Well, President, we need you to take a picture. No, we still you. Yes, please. That's the how you just triggered. I just need you to be beautiful. I see it. All of the cups already done? Well, there's only one left.
So, just because it's tiny and. Right, okay.
We hold the map. So we got all of them.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I just one more.
I wanted to see the picture.
Yes. Imagination.
Yes. This light is so much giving me a harsh. Yeah. There you go.
That's better.
All right, 3, TV. All right, there you go. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Perfect.
Imagination. Oh.
You may want to start imagination. Just to get one of those. Recording. Oh, he's not very recording.